So I mentioned FICA taxes, or employment taxes in general, in the last video. So you can read about FICA taxes and the tax rates that apply. We talked about food and SUTA tax, unemployment taxes. Self-employment tax is a tax you might not have heard of. It is basically FICA. It's the same thing as FICA, but it's called self-employment tax when it's assessed on self-employed sole proprietors. They have to pay both sides of the FICA tax, both the employer side and the employee side. So it's kind of a, it's a downside of being self-employed. Death taxes. This is called a state tax for the federal government purposes. Some states also have inheritance taxes. Basically, the difference between the two is where the tax is assessed. The state taxes are assessed on a person's, a decedent's estate after they die, but before that estate gets disseminated to the beneficiaries. And the beneficiaries just get the net amount of benefits or money or property after the state tax has been paid. An inheritance tax is a tax on the beneficiary. So if a state has one of these kinds of taxes, all of the assets that were owned by the person that died will go to the beneficiaries, and then the beneficiaries will have to pay tax on whatever they got. So this talks about the estate tax. And then there's a discussion here of gift taxes. And you'll see in the reading that the gift tax and the estate tax are basically the same tax, except and they're both the tax on the transfer of wealth from one person to another. Gift taxes are just levied during a person's lifetime. Estate taxes are levied after a person dies. So there are provisions in here that allow people to give away some of their money throughout their life without it having any gift tax ramifications. Because you'll see that a gift tax in here, it says the gift tax is a tax on the donor or the giver. It's not a tax on the recipient. So somewhere in here talks about the annual exclusion, right here, $13,000 per donee. So as a giver, you can give $13,000 to as many people as you want to, and you don't have any gift tax issues. If you give more than $13,000 to anybody, then you have to potentially start paying gift tax. Now, if you're married, you can do this thing called gift splitting. Basically, allows you to give double the $13,000 or $26,000 to each donee. So, if you give more than these respective amounts, depending on your situation, like I said, you might owe gift tax. But somewhere up here it talks about, or maybe it already did, the unified tax credit. In 2011, there's up to $5 million of giving above and beyond the annual exclusion that can be here it is. Here's the discussion of the unified credit. Up to $5 million can be transferred, and you can not have to pay any tax. It's called, you have a lifetime unified credit, and you can reduce any or eliminate any tax you have on gifts below $5 million. But then once you give more than $5 million, then you're going to have to start paying gift tax, and you won't have any of that $5 million left to shelter your estate from estate tax. What that unified credit is designed to do is to make estate taxes irrelevant for most people that don't have significant estates. So for that reason, a huge percentage of Americans will never have to worry about estate tax because they'll never have that much money or property in their estate when they die. And I will continue with the discussion on property taxes in the next video.